Yeah. Lights on, lights on, lights on. Receipts ready. No myths, no mask, no mask. Let's work.
Degenerate lost, don't matter the cost. The gin coming in, yeah, he won't be crossed. Take all the lies, let him thaw, remove frost. Cold truth burn hotter than rumors you toss. They built whole stories out of echo and spin. We pour one thread, watch the fiction cave in. This ain't clout chase, this ain't noise for the chat. This is work in the dark where the facts combat. We are degen, protecting the net, covering lies others try to invent. This ain't a war, nah, this a mission. Degen going live with a true fed vision. We are degen, no veil, no fence. Truth over hype, evidence sense. Mission stays clean, tension set. We are degen, protecting the net. Check it once, check it twice. Those the claims made by mice. We seek truth, we seek evidence. We are degen, not sitting on fences. No maybe, no heard it from him. We trace the source, then we audit the spin. If it don't hold weight, it don't get airtime. We don't build platforms out of punchlines. We are degen, protecting the net, covering lies others try to invent. This ain't a war, nah, this a mission. Degen going live with a true fed vision. We are degen, no smoke, no scent. Follow the trail where the data went. Standing on proof, not confidence. We are degen, not fence sitting. Yeah, Freedom of Information Act. Ain't no lie when you operate facts. Paper don't blink, records don't cap. Timestamp truth in the digital stack. Calls doctors. Records held high when it's verified. We don't gotta guess why. No need to clip, edit, stitch or imply. When the evidence lands, fly by, fly. They talk loud, we talk source. Different energy, different force. They sell fear, we audit claims. They chase names, we chase chains. Link by link, brick by brick. Truth don't rush, but it hit precise. Every narrative stress tested clean. If it cracks, it was weak between. Yeah, we are degen, protecting the net, covering lies others try to invent. This ain't a war, nah, this a mission. The gin going live with a true fed vision. We are degen, facts in hand. Receipts speak louder than any rant. Stand on record, not sentiment. We are degen, evidence men. You can take the channel, left, right, won't change truth, won't hurt the shelf. Platforms fall, data remain. Facts don't bend for fame or gain. Delete the post, strike the page. Truth migrate, survive the age. You can shadow ban, mute, suppress, but documents don't feel stress. So when the lights flip on and stories collapse, remember who waited and followed the facts. Not heroes, not villains, just eyes on the thread. Pull it slow till the lie lay dead. Degenerate lost, mission intact. Truth don't flex, it just state the fact. No crown worn, no victory lap, just clarity cut from a data stack. This ain't drama, this ain't beef. This is patience sharpened into belief. Degenerate lost, signal clear. Truth stay loud when the noise disappear. We are degen. We are degen. We are degen.
What's up? What's up? I come on live just in case y'all are still out there. Kayla, you in here yet? Yeah, I know it's late. I know it's 3:15, but dadgummit, I'm wide awake. Come on, Kayla, pop in here. Where are you at, Kayla? There you are. What's up, Kayla? Where you been, girl? What you cooking? Oh, what have I got cooking? Nothing right now. Hell, I cooked earlier tonight, man. I'll tell you what, it was so good. Lord have mercy. I ain't even kidding. So have you figured out what I'm doing yet, Kayla? Oh, Kayla. Maybe I should have just called you on the phone. Probably been easier than going live. Oh, okay. Man, that was horrible about Greg Biffle's whole family, wasn't it? I couldn't believe it. When you messaged me that, I was like, what? And that was awful what happened. I mean, Greg and his wife and 2 kids gone in a second, man. That was awful. And then, a couple of days ago, Denny Hamlin's parents was in a house fire and his mom got out and his daddy, Dennis, lost his life. I mean, it's like 2 NASCAR tragedies in, what, 3 or 4 weeks? I know you said like your brother or something was friends with the family, but yeah, that was horrible. Yeah, I know, it's awful. So anyway, Kayla, I don't know how many other people think of it yet, but Kayla, what's your plans for this new and upcoming year? I know I got plans. I got big plans. We're starting out kind of on a funny side, as far as my YouTube plans go. Got a little different avenue I'm going to go down for a while. I got some plans, something I want to take care of before I start posting my other videos. I've been doing quite a few. I'm getting some of my equipment in slowly. Getting the studio set up and different camera, and got some GoPros that have came in, and just basically revamping my whole channel. Gonna start visiting new people. Kayla, girl, you better come pay me a visit. I actually thought about taking a little trip down to the coast and doing some fishing off the coast down in Wilmington. I know they said something about it's got a pretty treacherous sandbar that you got to get over. But how did you spend your New Year's, Kayla? I know how I spent mine. Same way I spent my Christmas, friggin' alone. That kind of sucked, but my little buddy was in West Virginia with his mom. What's up, DGN? Good to see you, buddy. And DGN, if you want to maybe later on shoot me an email, I'll explain the whole DarthWatson and everything. Just a little bit of fun, different avenue I'm going to go down for a while. But if you ain't got it already, you'll get it. It's going to be fun for me. It's going to suck for somebody else. But I don't know. Just wanted to start the new year out with a bang. Yeah, gotta have fun. But yeah, I've been watching these other channels, and I think people that lost their damn minds. I dropped in on a couple of Lady K's lives, and she was talking about the Whitakers, and then I think she's buddying around with somebody named Elizabeth now, and then Dottie, she's teamed up with Curious Souls Deep Dive, and it just seems like the time to be DarthWatson and just join in all the merriment. Lady K changed her name to the Frantic Flower, and I kind of like that name. It was just, I don't know, crazy the way things is happening on YouTube nowadays. And I thought, well, hell, one of my, I guess you'd say co-channel creators, they started out a new year with a different name. And I thought, well, hell, they changed their name to something kind of catchy. I think I'll change my name too, but anybody knows how that all started and kind of boiled down. But, I've left all the other content creators alone. They've left me alone, and things have been peaceful, and I've been offline for a while. But I don't know. I guess people can say maybe I didn't learn my lesson, but there's just this one content creator I just feel compelled to fuck with. I asked, I pleaded, I begged with him to quit fucking with me for quite a while, and he he got more and more intense, and so finally, I guess you could say we went in front of the court martial, and that was pretty enlightening, pretty educational. Well, DG, you'll probably know him as the Cape Crusader of Gotham City. You know who I'm talking about now? What is it, Bubba? Yeah, Dominic hollered at me. I forget what it was. You know who I'm talking about, DG? The Cape Crusader? Okay. There you go. I just sat back and I didn't mess with the fella. I just dropped in, and caught some of his lives. And, every single live, he kept bringing up the past. When I stayed silent, I kept my mouth shut and minded my own business. But, well, I mean, I wouldn't say that it wasn't peaceful. He had the unfortunate event where he lost his old channel. And I hate that for him. He had to start all over. But, even in his old channel and his new channel, he kept bringing up the past and talking about, what happened here, what happened there. And, it was just there's slight little innuendos. And, I knew he was targeted at, it was just those little subtle comments that was made. And I thought it hilarious. But then, his numbers, DGN, his numbers fell so bad. And his subscribers, man, he had to start all over because somebody come in there and hacked his channel and stole it and left him an email with one word. And he's talking about how he was all sad and upset that he had to start all over, and his numbers fell so badly and his channel fell off so bad. I kind of felt sorry for the old fella. So I thought, well, he's got these subtle little messages and everything sent out. I thought, well, hell, it worked so good for him the first time. I thought, well, I'll just put a target on my back and let him come after me again, because, at the end of the day, it's all fun and fun and games until somebody loses their channel. I shouldn't have said that. Damn, that was mean. But sometimes, yeah, you just got to have fun. And when I noticed that my fellow foe changed his name and went from Gotham City to Galaxy Far, Far Away, I thought I'd just jump in my little TIE fighter and my Death Star and follow him into space and just shake the tree and see what fell out. I'm just gonna have some fun with him until I'm, like a cat when he plays with a mouse until he's tired of playing, and then he just, destroys the mouse. Speaking of cats, my cat brought me a present the other day. I opened the door and he had a squirrel laying there. And I thought, well, I appreciate the gesture, but if I want squirrels, I'll go out to the 410 and get my own. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little fun with the old fella, and of course, he ain't gonna be able to resist. He's gonna come back at me and make some more comedies and parodies, and maybe get his boostings and his ratings back up. Hey, January, how have you been? I've been seeing you drifting all over the place. I've seen you at Lady K's and dropping in on, well, let's see, what did he go by? It's Gotham Night, then it was 420 FM, and now he goes by ODG Kenobi, I think I saw you over there. Sounds like that ODG's crushing on you a little bit, January. He's talking about you changing your name. And but yeah, I've been doing good, January. It's good to see you back in here. It's always a pleasure to see some of the older ones come back in. And I'm gonna post some love up there for you with a comment. There you go. Wrote a comment up there for you. But yeah, I took a break for a pretty good while, January. Did some deer hunting through December, and me and my oldest boy was lucky enough to get a deer this year. We're gonna hit it hot and heavy next year. We got some different places picked out. yeah, I'm getting some equipment that's been coming in over the past 3 or 4 weeks to get a studio set up for my YouTube channel. So it's going to have a whole new look, and shit, it ain't going to be, you know, probably just about 1 or 2 different subjects. It's pretty going to be all over the place. You know, we'll start working on the boat and the trailer some more, and going out and doing some things together. I think I've got about 7 or 8 cooking videos that I've already done that's sitting there waiting to be edited. I'm going to be able to do a lot more with a laptop versus what I've been able to do with my iPad. So as far as the editing of the videos and everything and adding video clips, I'll be able to do all that with my laptop. But yeah, I wanted to start the new year out with a bang and just do something fun. And you know, I know I'm like crazy, so to speak. I'll change my name sometimes. I mean, hell, at one time I was a Panther, and then I was just, I don't know, me for a while. And I don't know, for a little bit I'm going to be Darth Watson. It just seems fitting, considered that somebody's popped up being OBG. I think it's kind of funny though. OBG, it's like Warren G or G Money or G Dog. I never pictured Obi-Wan being a G, you know, gangster. But hey, to each their own, man. I mean, I could have picked the name Darth G Money. Kayla, what do you think about that for a name, Darth G Money? Kind of like OBG, man. It's just freaking hilarious how they come up with that name. But you know, like I said, to each their own. OBG. That's crazy. But anyway, Kayla, I think I'm gonna get me another snake. My son Seth is wanting this leopard albino I just got. So I'll probably let him have that. There is a black pinstripe ball python that's on Wheelbase Reptiles. It's really got my attention. But the damn thing's $15,000. Yeah, that's right. 15 grand, 15K, 15 big ones. I don't know if I want to spend that much for a snake. I probably have to save a lot of allowance money, I guess. Maybe get out here and hold up a sign on the side of the road that says we'll work for sex. And if you ain't got that, throw me some money. No, I'm totally kidding. I wouldn't work for sex. Hell, I don't even care about that. What'd you say? By the way, when you call me tomorrow, please do after 12. I have a very important question to ask you then when you call me. Oh, okay. I ain't getting stripping. Hey, when I was out in Las Vegas, I pulled up in an exit sign, and the guy was holding up a sign that said, "Why lie? I need beer." And I mean, that was the most honest panhandler I ever seen. To hold up a sign like that, I had to give the old boy some money. So I motioned him over there, and I gave him a 20, and I said, "Go get you a case or 12-pack, whatever you can afford." And I said, "Man, I just admire your honesty. I appreciate that." And he's like, "Well, hell yeah, I ain't gonna lie or say I'm starving or that I'm a vet." He said, "Hell, I'm just somebody here in Vegas, and I run out of money, and I need somebody to get me some beer." I said, "Like I said, I get you. Go get you some beer." All right, D-Jim. Peace out, brother, and have a good one. Don't work too hard. What's up, Tina? I see you in here, Tina. Good to have you back. I ain't been on in a minute, but you know, I just been hanging out, doing my thing. My little Dominic, he left, I think, on the 18th and went to West Virginia and stayed with his egg donor until the 29th and came back. But yeah, I missed the hell out of him. He was gone almost 2 weeks, and I was just beside myself. If you've seen, I've been doing lives when I'm off. Oh yeah, I ain't seen DGN. Shoot me a link to your channel. I didn't even know you had one, to be honest, brother. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry. I did not know you had a channel that you do lives on. Post me your link and send it to me in an email so I can go over there and subscribe. But yeah, like I was saying, man, Dominic went to West Virginia for almost 2 weeks with his egg donor, and said he had fun up there. But damn, I missed the hell out of him. I went up spending Christmas and New Year's. No, I take that back. I spent Christmas alone. New Year's was last night. Well, you might as well say I spent it alone because he was back there in the bed catching some shut-eye. But yeah, I watched a ball drop in New York City. And to be honest with you, I'm glad that's the only balls that's dropped. You get to be an old man, you have a tendency to have that ball drop on occasion. But once it drops, I don't think it ever goes back, pops back into place. Where am I going with that? I have no idea. Anyway, Kayla, shut the hell up. But what did y'all do for New Year's? Tina and January, Kayla, what did y'all three do for New Year's? Lord, I shut the door. My foot got cold. But I don't know what y'all did for New Year's. I had a pretty good Christmas, even though I was by myself. I bought myself 2 Christmas gifts. I bought me some Rocky boots, because I had a pair of Rocky boots, I think, for freaking 20 years, and they never did wear out. There's just the soles on them got a little bit, well, a lot of it wore down, but they were still in good shape. And I just decided this year I was going to buy myself something for Christmas after I dropped $1,000 on Dominic this year. I said, well, I'll just buy myself something. So I got me a pair of new Rocky boots, and I'm going to tell you, they're awesome. I love them. And I got me a Mossy Oak Snow Edition 7mm Magnum deer rifle. Yep, I did. Got me a new deer rifle. I got to get it sighted in, but the rifle is it's solid white with camo, brown camo leaves on it. But yeah, it's awesome. I wish I could show y'all, but last time I showed it down on YouTube, I got my damn channel shut down for 24 hours. January, you decluttered your house. Okay, explain decluttering, because that could be like spring cleaning, or did you just round up a bunch of stuff that you didn't need and chunk it out in the trash, or what? Yeah, thank you, Tina. Yeah, but January, when you say decluttered, what do you mean? Did you just pitch a bunch of stuff out the door, or just clean up stuff or rearranged your house and put stuff up in different places? I mean, decluttering can go a lot of different ways. Kind of both. Okay. Kayla, you know, you said you've been through hell. I know, girl, I haven't been able to talk a whole lot. I did tell you Happy New Year, and I haven't reached out to you in a hot minute, but, you know, it's always good when we talk, you know, one-on-one and do the video chat, because I know I crack you up. Sometimes you crack me up. You just got that most adorable smile. And I know when I say something funny, you know, when you turn red and you start blushing and spit your drink out, it's kind of cute. But yeah, Kayla, you're my girl. You're my bestie. Damn, I'm thirsty as shit. But, let's see. I took the New Year's Day traditional dinner, and we took down Christmas lights today. Oh, okay. You know, I thought about putting up Christmas lights, Tina, but, you know, I got to thinking, I would probably do it like Clark W. Griswold. That would just, be my luck. Then I would get up there and staple 10,000 lights to my house, and my damn roof would start leaking, and there I'd be with 10,000 lights, and the power grid goes down in my county, and I got staples all in my roof, and it starts leaking, and then it looks good for one day of the year, maybe the month of December, but with 10,000 lights and all them staples, I'd hate to have a pretty house and a leaky roof, and just sitting there with my house all wet. Yeah, Kayla, you probably could, but yeah, that would be my luck, that I'd have all them lights out there, and the cat come in and knock the plug out of the wall, and I'm out there in my underwear trying to push the plug in and nothing lights up, and I just get pissed off and start kicking everything. I could see me doing that, really honest, I could. I'd go nuts if I put that much lights out there and it went to shit. But the weirdest thing happened. I'm here a lot by myself. Okay, I'll stop a second. Dom's doing good. He got everything once again that he wanted for Christmas, but yeah, he's doing real good. He's getting his new glasses next week, and then in February we got a consultation for them to do his eye surgery to get that one eye straight and get him set up to wear contacts. So he's excited about that. But he's growing like a weed. He's up to my shoulder now. So yeah, he's doing good. But anyway, what I was going to say is, a lot of times, I don't want this to offend anybody, but, I hardly have anybody ever come over, and I keep a pair of sleep pants next to me on my sofa. And I usually just walk around the house in my boxers. I know that may be too much information, but yeah, a lot of times I do. I just, sit and watch TV or sneak outside and sit on the front porch and smoke a cigarette, and I'm in my boxers. But my boxers, they kind of look like, Speedos or, tight shorts that a guy would wear to the swimming pool. They don't look like your typical boxers. I mean, they're boxers that hug your skin, pretty good. And, they come down to probably halfway down my thigh. But I'm sitting here, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and there's like a little convenience store down here below the house. And, y'all probably know where I'm going with this. I ran out of cigarettes, so I got up and I grabbed the keys to my truck, and I go down there to the store and get out of the truck, and I noticed that some of the little old ladies that go down there and get stuff from the store, I noticed that they just kind of stopped and was looking. And I was like, oh, shit, I forgot to put a shirt on. And I thought, well, it ain't going to hurt them to see me with no shirt. I mean, guys walk around all the time with no shirt. So, I walk in the store, and, I see a couple of people dropping something on the floor, and their eyes are getting real big, and their jaws are falling open. I'm like, what the hell? Has nobody seen a guy without a shirt? And so I get up there and I get my cigarettes, and the woman behind the counter, like I said, it's a store that, it's right below the house. So I go in and out there all the time. And the girl behind the counter, she said, Drayden, was you in a hurry? And I said, well, yeah, I just want to get down here and get back to the house. I got a movie on pause. And she said, well, I know you're fine and all that, but she said, maybe next time you might want to throw on some shorts because you seem to be minus a little bit of clothes. I said, oh, well, yeah, I didn't throw my shirt on. She said, no, Drayden, I don't know if you caught it, but you're in your boxers. And I was like, what? And I looked down, and I was wearing my friggin' boxers. That was it. Just my boxers in a store. And it's like one of them dreams where, when you dream you're running through town naked, and you're trying to find something to hide yourself, but it just seems like you can't find anything, and you're embarrassed to shit because you're naked. Well, I come as close to that as I could, unintentionally, when she told me I was in my boxers, and I noticed I was in my boxers. And I'm like, well, that explains all the little old ladies looking at me with their eyes getting real big. I mean, I guess I'm kind of glad I gave them a show, maybe a little. But I think that's going to change my way of thinking. I don't think I'm going to sit around my house in boxers anymore. I think I'm probably going to make sure I got some kind of sleep pants or something that resembles a pair of shorts, maybe, so that don't ever happen again. And Kayla, don't be spitting out your drink. That's actually a true story. 2 weeks ago, I did go to the store in my boxers. True story, not making that shit up at all. And I wasn't drinking. I wasn't on any mind-altering substances. I was just really wrapped up in a movie. So, yeah. Wait a minute. Damn, Draven, did you not feel a what? No, I didn't feel a chill. I'm really, I'm hot-natured. And I keep the heat on high enough to where my renter that rents the apartment underneath my house stays warm enough because there's only one thermostat. And so I have to control the heat upstairs and downstairs. And it's, it's 5 degrees cooler downstairs. So when it's like 75 up here, 70 down there, and she's cold natured. So I keep the heat cranked up to about 78 or 79 up here. So it'll be 73 or 74 down there for her. And I want her to be comfortable. And I told her if you get too chilly, get you a space heater. I don't mind that a bit. But she ain't home that much. So when I notice her car is home, I'll bump the heat up to like 79, which makes it pretty much unbearably hot for me. But I can always just open the door and let cold air in from outside. And it makes me comfortable. But, I have to keep my renter downstairs comfortable too. And me being hot natured, I keep the house, warmer than normal, so to speak. I'm having to open the door again because I have hot flashes. That coming. But and wake mama up too. Yeah. Oh, yeah, my house is warm, Tina. But anyway, I took my Rottweiler, Phoenix, first time ever. Now check this out, Kayla. I put her service dog vest on that had service dog, emotional support dog, and all that. And it's real bright pink. And I get it put on my Rottweiler. First trip out ever to Walmart. I take my Rottweiler, and we go in Walmart. And I mean, she's tugging every which way. She's looking at everybody. She's sniffing. And I got this little control remote that's hooked to a shock collar. And she's learned now that when I hit the button and it beeps, she knows that what comes next is a vibration. And then if the vibration don't work, it gives her a little shock. So now she's to the point where I hit that button and it beeps. She'll stop what she's doing and come back to my side. So, we're walking through Walmart, and she's just, she's getting a little bit of a tug. And then it turns into a lot of tugs. So I just take her leash lead and loop it around the handle of the buggy. And I guess at that point, you could say it went from me walking Phoenix to her walking me, because she basically just freaking took over. And it seems like And I'm not saying this to be racial because I'm the least racial person ever, but it seems like every little girl or every little boy or every little cute little old lady wanted to come up and pet Phoenix. But for some reason, every person of the black race avoided Phoenix like the plague. I mean, it's just like if they were a black person and they saw Phoenix coming, they cut down a freaking aisle or they gave me a wide berth. And I'm like, what is it with, the black community and a Rottweiler? And it made me think, are they not used to seeing dogs inside of Walmart or black people naturally scared of Rottweilers? And it made me think back to that Amazon driver that comes to the house. He's a fun little black guy. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's hilarious. He would come up and we'd chit chat for a few minutes. And then one day when I opened the door, Phoenix come bolting outside. And now on my front porch, it's fenced in with a black wrought iron fence. So Phoenix can't get outside of that fence. And when I was standing there talking to the little fella, here come Phoenix full charge towards the gate. And he's like, whoa, man, damn. I'm like, what? He said, man, that dog. He said, I'm terrified of Rottweilers. And I'm like, why? He's like, man. I said, so you're scared of dogs? He said, no, not dogs, just Rottweilers. And I told him, I said, lean over here and pet her. I said, she won't hurt you a bit. And he's like, no, man, no. And I'm like, seriously, pet her, she won't bother you. And so he leaned forward like he wanted to pet her, kind of, sort of. And she just jumped up on the gate because she was excited about somebody wanting to pet her. And she jumped up on the gate, and this poor little black fella turned as white as a sheet. And he jumped back, and I said, oh, come on, she ain't gonna hurt you. And he starts, skipping to the Amazon van, and it tickled shit out of me because when he was skipping to the truck, he was skipping like somebody doing skip to Maloo, and he said the funniest thing. He said, nope, I'll get my black ass today. And I'm like, oh my God, no, he just didn't. But that's what he said. He was singing a song. Yeah, Black Rottweiler didn't get my ass today. And I was just like, really? And it tickled the shit out of me because I didn't realize that he had a fear of Rottweilers. But when he come back a couple of days later and he got out of the van to bring me a package, well, here comes Phoenix again, trotting out on the front porch, and he stops about 10 feet from the fence and he says, Draymond, can I just toss this package to you? I mean, I really don't want to get no closer. And yeah, Kayla, I told you this story before. And so I opened the gate, and he's like, no, don't open the gate, bro. He said, I'll bring it to you. He said, just I'm gonna lob it over the fence. And I said, I don't know what's in it. He said, Draymond, it's light, man. I'm telling you, it's light. I'm gonna lob it to you. If it breaks, I'll pay for it. He said, just catch. And so he lobbed it to me, and I caught it, and he turned around, and he skips back to his Amazon van, and he's like, day number 2, didn't get my black ass again. I'm like, I hollered at him. I said, dude, you gotta stop. I said, your little nursery rhyme's tickling the shit out of me. But there's this other Amazon delivery driver, and she's a black girl too. And ironically, she has a fear of Rottweilers, and I don't know, it just all made sense. In Walmart, I don't know what it was about the black community that was scared of Rottweilers. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. If they just fear big dogs or they fear Rottweilers in particular. But this black female Amazon driver, when she come up and Phoenix come outside, she had the same opinion of them. She's like, oh my God, big dog. And I told her, I said, she's nothing to be scared of. She's as friendly as she can be. But I actually got her to pet Phoenix. I mean, she looked like she was like super scared, but she did, make that step and come over to the fence. And she reached through the fence and petted Phoenix on the top of the head. And then Phoenix jumped up, on the gate, and it spooked the little black girl quite a bit. She backed off really quick. And I was like, no, come here. She just wants you to pet her on the top of the head. And she's like, are you sure? And it's kind of like watching somebody stick their hand towards a mouse trap, seeing if it'll snap on them. It was kind of like that, the way she was coming at Phoenix with her hand. But once she got her hand laid on Phoenix's head and was sitting there petting her, she's like, oh my God, she is so soft and so friendly. She's like, I can't believe how friendly she is. And she asked me, she said, how old is she? How much does she weigh? And I told her, I said, well, she's 11 months old. And when I took her to the vet a couple of weeks ago, she weighs 90 pounds. So that's what she's up to, Kayla. She's 11 months old and 90 pounds. But her parents, I think both of them top out about 135 or 140. But yeah, I got to post this one up there, Tina. Chihuahuas. I had Chihuahuas and miniature pinchers. And I'm going to tell you what, them little bastards will eat you up. They will literally tear you up. And I had one named Muppet, like the Muppet babies. She would sit on my lap, and she had lost her 2 front teeth in between her canines. So people would call her Snag. And when they would come in the door and walk, towards me to sit down, she would hunch down and pop her shoulders up, and hair would stand up on the back of her neck, and she would sit there and growl and then just start snapping at people, and they wouldn't even be nowhere near her. She'd just be snapping in the air. And my miniature pincher was the same way. That little bastard, I'm telling you, he would sit on my lap, and if he come towards me, he would flat eat you up. But yeah, it's them little ones, like you said, Tina. It's them little ones you got to watch out for because they got them small little sharp teeth that's sharp as a freaking needle. And when they latch onto you, I mean, your ass is bit, and it stings and it hurts. What's up, Tim? What's up, Draven? Glad to see you back on here. Have you done any more deer hunting? Yeah, Tim. Me and my boy Seth, we hunted off and on through December. I hunted almost every day of December, but we did get a deer. I think the second week of December we got one. He took a week off and we got a spike, and got that one dressed out. He got half of it and I got the other half. But I wound up getting, I think, like 4 roasts out of it and about 20 packs of deer burger. And I cut the back strap into 2 sections and wound up with the 2 tender ones. So I had quite a bit of meat out of this one. But yeah, it was a good sized deer. And then after January 8th or after December 18th, it was just buck season. You couldn't hunt does. And every freaking day I was in my deer blind. 3, 4, 5 does would walk out all the way from December the 18th up to today, which was the last day of hunting season. It was like every day I was out there in the woods hunting, nothing but does came in. And you couldn't shoot those. You were stuck to bucks at that point. So that one spike is the only one we got this year. But we're gonna start baiting them up probably in July. We thought about planting some clover and stuff like that. We got a couple of new places we're hunting and putting up some different stands. But yeah, we're gonna lay into it hard this year. Seth, he's now focused on wanting to get started back on the boat. I think we're gonna hoist it up in the air in the next couple of weeks and get it up in the air and start working on the trailer. We're gonna resurface it and put some new wiring on it. We're gonna rewire the whole thing, and it'll probably look like a tractor trailer lit up going down the road. We're gonna put a lot of marker lights on the trailer, and I got some LED waterproof tail lights, and I'm putting side runners on it, so when you take the boat up on the trailer, it's not drifting back and forth. But yeah, I think last check, I think I had about $1,500 in stuff that I ordered that's all come in now. I got the Johnson 10 horsepower motor. I got it a couple of months back, so it's ready to go on the boat. And I got 2 fish finders. One's going to go in the front, one's going to go in the back. I got 2 new marine batteries, and bought another trolling motor, so it'll have a trolling motor in the front and the back. We took out the middle seat out of the boat. We cut it out and patched up the rivets holes where it was at. So we opened it up to like a hollow bay center and got a seat in the front and a seat in the back. But you can still put like fold out chairs in the middle if you want to take more people. But it opened up the whole center. And once we get the trailer done, we'll just lower the boat back down on it and start with all the lights, because we got to put in the batteries, and then I got to put a gas tank in it now since I switched over from trolling motor to gasoline powered engine. So it's going to have the gas engine on it and the double trolling motor front and back. But we got wiring kits that we got to put on it. I got green and white light bars that go down the side. We got to get that wired up and put a master shut off and rewire toggle switches and lights and everything else. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a conversion from a John boat to a full-fledged bass boat. And I got the outside of it finished with the duck blind camo wrap and switched it from green olive green paint to that desert sand brown. So I painted that, and then I put the gator glide on the bottom and redone it, and put the rhino liner on the inside of it. And we're going to put down another floor, and like where the cross pieces are, we're going to put some of that what do you call it, styrofoam. We're going to put styrofoam down and frame it in and make the bottom sturdier. And we're going to put down plywood over the top of that that's been treated, and probably go with like 5/8 inch plywood and cover it with carpet. And I took the tops out of the 2 bench seats front and back because they're made out of aluminum. So I took the seats out, cut the top off, and made compartments on each side of the seats with fold up doors, and made a compartment up front under the front seat. And then I'm going to enclose the front of the boat, make that an extra storage container. It's going to have a Bluetooth radio in it, and the inside of the boat on each side is going to come in about 12 inches and probably have 4 speakers, 2 on each side, and the lights on the inside all around the inside of the boat as well as the outside. And I'm doing a duck blind camera wrap too on the sides of the inside of the boat. But yeah, I'm going to take videos of the whole process and post the videos on here. And I don't know what I'll title it. Maybe John boat to bass boat conversion, and that'll probably be like step 1, step 2, and then it'll have a description of each step in the videos. I'll probably try to do like a 20 or 30-minute clip of a couple of different things that we're doing, because like I said, it's going to take some hours and hours and hours to do all the work that we got to do, but it's going to be a hell of a job. And so yeah, we're looking forward to that. It's just been so damn cold. I mean, it's been so cold that, you know, sometimes it's painful when you walk out that door. It's just the air is like so still. It's like the air is just heavy, and it hits you like, you know, like kitchen knives. And I don't know how the weather is where y'all are at, but I mean, damn if it ain't been cold in North Carolina. Tim said the warm weather messed up the rut here in Middle Tennessee. It was just a different season this year. Yeah, Tim, you're absolutely right. You know how it was really cold, Tim, for a couple of weeks, and then we hit that warm spell where it went up to 72 and then 79, and then back, it stayed in the mid 70s that whole week and a half, and then bam, it dropped off cold again. I mean, you're right, that absolutely screwed up the rut, and it was hell. I mean, the deers were out there jumping around, running like crazy, and you know, there was chilly mornings, and then when we had that warm spell, it's just like it threw everything off, and the deer completely changed patterns. I mean, it's just like they were deeper in the woods than what was normal, and it took them, it seemed like forever just to come back around where me and my son had our deer blinds. But yeah, I mean, this year's hunting was absolutely crazy when that warm spell came through. And then last week we had 2 days that was in the 70s, and then the next day it was like low 40s was the high. And then, you know, this past week has been colder than shit. You know, I would open the door and I would do the nipple test, to where if you step out the door and you were out there 5 seconds, if your nipples flew hard, you knew it was going to be a cold day all day long. So yeah, I failed the nipple test 3 or 4 days in a row. And yeah, they actually flew hard before 5 seconds. It's like when I opened the door, my nipples flew hard. And I was like, if I didn't even make it outside and my nipples done got hard, I know it's going to be cold as shit. So how many of you women out there do the nipple test before you go outside? I'm just curious and throwing it out there. I mean, maybe like, I don't know, what do you women do? Watch the weather, or maybe just like when nobody's looking, you just open the front door, bare chested, and then say, nope, it's sweater time. I just can't, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. I couldn't picture a woman doing that, but you know, us men, we're not modest at all. We walk around, you know, half the time with no shirt on, but I guess that was kind of a stupid question. I don't think many women would do the nipple test to test the weather. Kayla probably would, because Kayla's a damn nut. Bare chested, yeah, that's us. January, I don't take you for a bare chested woman. I don't think you did the nipple test, but us men, we don't care. We're not modest. I do choose though to prefer doing the nipple test rather than doing the pinky dinky test. I don't mind walking outside with no shirt on, but you know, walking outside with no shorts on and seeing if some particular man part draws up inside of you, yeah, I'm not that brave yet. So I'll just go with the nipples for now. If I open the door and I'm fully clothed and a man part draws up inside of me, then I'm pretty much going to guess it's so damn cold I'm never going outside. Kayla, you read my damn mind. Look at you. I was just talking about that, and here your little perverted butt saying it. The space took in, it's too cold. And then if the nipples get hard, then you know, man, it's cold. Well, yeah, Kayla, that's the saying. No, Tim. To be honest with you, I haven't seen any toms or anything. I've seen a lot of the hens, but I ain't seen no toms or jakes around. And that's odd for around here. But you know, I just haven't seen any of the male turkeys around. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the weather or not. But I don't know. I guess opening the door and doing the nipple test is kind of like jumping in a swimming pool. I know if you jump in a real cold lake, you don't have to worry about doing a nipple test because the other body part that the male has tests it for you. And if you happen to lose that body part, it's because it done crawled up somewhere and hid, and it's telling you, damn, ain't you got enough sense to get out of the water? That shit's cold. But yeah, I think, Kayla, get your mind out of the gutter. But yeah, I think I'll just stick with the nipple test, for now, probably forever. I just don't see anybody. Even if I had a cabin out in the middle of the woods and I had no neighbors, I don't think I could just walk outside of my front porch and whip out my little PP just to see if it shriveled up, just to test the weather. I think I'd just stick with the nipples. Because I would be scared the animals would be watching me if I'd done some crazy shit like that. I'd be, worried that the deer would be falling over and the deer population would fall off because they'd lay on the ground and die of laughing and heart attack. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so damn tired this morning. I'm delirious. I don't know what I'm talking about. Tina, I don't know about your friend saying the fish ain't biting. It really depends on what breed of fish. I know that crappie, I think they pretty much bite year round. I have been able to do some awesome crappie fishing before in the wintertime. I know they have a tendency to stay somewhere around the 10 to 15 foot mark in the wintertime, but I do know that they always seem to huddle around bridge pylons. That's where I have my best luck catching crappie. But like I said, it depends on what you're fishing for. I think a lot of it, is under the old cliche that it's has to do with the tides going in and out or the moon playing a part into it. I don't usually go fishing, so to speak, much in the wintertime, but when I do go, I'm usually going for crappie fishing. And if y'all don't know what crappie are, some people call them crappie. I don't know why they call them crappie, but I guess it's where they're located at, crappie. But down here in the South, in North Carolina, we call it crappie. But they are, as far as flavor, and Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, I would say that salmon would be my best choice as far as fish go. Salmon would be my first pick, but I'm not going to Alaska or Canada to catch salmon. It's not feasible. So around here in North Carolina, I guess if you put salmon to the side, it would start with my first favorite fish being trout, stream fed trout, not trout from the fish farm, but actual river trout would be my favorite. And then second would be crappie. And then I think my third favorite would be like panfish, like bluegill and sun perch and shell crackers. That would probably be my third favorite. And then after that, of course, would be catfish. Now my son says he's totally different than me. He could catfish morning, noon, and night, because that's all that boy loves to do is catfish. But whenever I turned him on to crappie this summer, and we caught about 25 or 30 within a half an hour, and got him home and I showed him how to fillet them. Once I got them fried up, he was like, "Damn, Daddy," he said, "this is some of the best fish that I've ever ate. This is right up there with catfish." But yeah, Tina said crappie ain't biting here either. Tina, where are you from? Where the crappie ain't biting? Because hell, they might not be biting in my area. I won't know that anyway until spring or summer because I won't have my boat in the water until we get it redone. What Tim say? Fishing has been fairly good here in Tennessee. Walleyes and crappie are biting right now. Oh, so they are biting in Tennessee. Okay, that's awesome. Tim, what part of Tennessee are you in? Because I got a sister and a niece that lives up there in Elizabethton, about 30 minutes outside of Johnson City. I don't know if you know where Elizabethton is, but it's about an hour and a half from my house. I have to go up to Newland in Avery County and go up that way into Tennessee through Avery County and that way. Okay, Tina, so you're in Wilmington. Do you do a lot of saltwater fishing, out on the coast, or do you do freshwater fishing, Tina? Oh, you're in Clarksville. Okay. I've been through there before on the way to California off of Interstate 40. So yeah, I know where Clarksville is. So you got good fishing up there in Clarksville, and Tina's it fell off for you down in Wilmington. Huh. That's good to know. I always like, where people are from and what they fish for. To me, it's always been pretty interesting. The hell, Tina, if you're in Wilmington, you're right down there next to Kayla. I don't know if y'all ever want to get together and hang out, but y'all are practically neighbors. You're right there together. I know when that hurricane come through, I don't know, Tina, if you remember that hurricane that come through and hit Wilmington, Cape Hatteras, right in that area, hit it pretty hard. And it had flooded from the North Carolina coast inland for several miles. I had come down there that year in that hurricane, and I was on the cleanup crew with a friend of mine. Him and his two brothers and dad, they painted houses and done construction, and they asked me if I wanted to ride down there with them. So we had to do a lot of tearing down of some of these houses. They had to have the inside of the house tore out, all the paneling and the molding. In some of the hotels, they got an insurance claim to where all of the rooms had to be redone. So we basically went in and done mostly the demo and tore everything out for another crew to come back in and build it back. But do y'all remember, Tina or Kayla, do you remember what that hurricane was that came through there and hit Wilmington? Florence, that was it. See what Tim said. You're right, bluegill and spring trout are some of the best eating fish. They really are. The bluegill, if they get about the size of your hand, that's a pretty good size for a bluegill. And there's this one little place down there off of Lake Hickory that I go. There's just, once I would go in on the waterworks side, back up this side of Lake Hickory, down there around Granite Falls. I would go in there. There's this one little honey hole that when you got your boat in and you just got on straightaway and immediately hooked right, you go down through there probably 100 yards and just anchor up along the bank. And it's like almost every cast, you was right on a bed of bluegill and shell crackers. And I mean, you could literally just about every cast you could bring in a bluegill. And if they were the size of my hand, I would keep them. But I caught a bunch of middle-sized ones that I threw back. But I mean, they were just so freaking fun to catch on a little light ugly stick rod, like a 6-pound test. They're just a fun fish to catch and fight. But now crappie is one of my best fish to go after. When you got a little lightweight rod with 8-pound test and you hook a 2.5 pound crappie, that's a decent little fight. But yeah, I like doing a lot of fishing, and that's why I'm looking really forward to getting this boat done and let y'all enjoy the steps as I go through it, because it's really going to be something when we get done with it. But yeah, I'm chomping at the bit, wanting to get back in the water and start doing some fishing because if I ain't hunting, I'm fishing. But even though deer season has ended, it's still squirrel and rabbit season, so I think I'm going to transition into that probably in the next week or two. That's something that Dominic likes doing. He don't have the patience for deer hunting. As far as sitting there a couple of hours, it just drives Dominic nuts. But now, as far as going squirrel and rabbit hunting, now Dominic, he's right there with you. You know, me and him and Seth, all three of us enjoy the shit out of going squirrel and rabbit hunting. You know, we come back home with, I don't know, 12 or 13 squirrels, and it was a hell of a good day. Seth and Dominic both hunt with a 22, and I got a 14 pump shotgun that I got from my grandpa. But yeah, Tim, I'm gonna get cracking at that boat pretty hard and heavy after a couple of weeks. I'm really wanting it to warm up a little bit because with my fibromyalgia, I'm just telling you, this cold weather really sucks because, you know, if you dealt with anybody who knows fibromyalgia, you dealt with it before. It feels like sometimes on the inside of your skin, it feels like it's on like needles pricking it. Well, that cold amplifies it by like 100. And when you walk outside and it's cold and it physically hurts, you know, sometimes it's debilitating. And, you know, I could spend, and it's not really every day. Some days I can go out there and I'm fine in the cold, but other days I can go out there and be out there 30 minutes and come in and I could be down for a freaking day. It just depends on how much my fibromyalgia is bothering me that day or if I've had a flare up. But most of the days I'm pretty good. You know, it don't bother me a whole lot. But yeah, God almighty, I can't wait till I get back out on the water. But what is today? Is today Friday? Yeah, it is Friday, January 2nd. Oh, okay. So I got paid last night. Yeah, Tim, you're absolutely right. I know some of the women are probably like, "Ew, rabbit, ew, squirrel." I'm telling you what, you don't know what you're missing if you ain't eat some rabbit and squirrel stew. The way my mom would do it, she would cut the squirrel up, you know, the front legs and back legs, and she, I don't know how she done this, but she liked the squirrel head the best. I mean, I don't see anybody could eat the head of a squirrel or the head of a rabbit, but that was my mama's go-to. She's like, "Don't touch the head. I want the head." I'm like, "More power to you, woman. You can have it." But she would cut it up and fry the front and back legs and make squirrel gravy. Where I'm more of a stew person. I like you know, putting mine in whole and making a stew out of them in the crock pot. But you know, I do eat them fried also. Kayla, you're stupid. You eat rabbit, squirrel, snakes, gators, duck, everything you can think of. Okay, rabbit and squirrel I eat. Snakes I have tried. I've ate rattlesnake before. I order alligator tail out of Louisiana. I order my gator tail and my crawdads and my shrimp out of a dealer down there in Louisiana and have it shipped to me overnight. I've never ate duck, believe it or not. I've never ate any kind of a duck. But yeah, everything else, girl, I pretty much eat. And I fried, I had a friend over 3 or 4 days ago. One of my best friends, she showed up. And I was in there frying whenever she came in. She said, "Damn, Drayden, something smells good up in that kitchen." And I said, "Well, have you ever known something not to smell good in my kitchen?" She's like, "Listen at you." So she sat in here when I got done frying what I was frying. I brought it in here and she didn't recognize it. She's like, "What is that, little pieces of chicken?" I was like, "Yeah, we'll go with that. It's chicken." And she said, "Well, that's some of the smallest chicken wings I've ever seen." And I said, "Well, try them." And, you know, after she ate about 5 or 6, she's like, "What did you do to flavor them? They just don't taste like a normal chicken wing." And I told her, I said, "That's because they're frog legs." And she's like, "Wait a minute, come again?" I said, "They're frog legs." And she's like, "You have got to be shitting me. You just let me eat a frog?" I said, "No, I didn't let you eat a frog. I let you eat frog legs." And she's like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "What?" She said, "You know what? Against my better judgment, I'm going to go ahead and keep eating these things because they are off the chain good. But next time, just don't tell me what I'm eating." And I thought, Lord have mercy, at the things I could feed her, she not even know what it was. I got a few friends back in East Tennessee. They like rattlesnake. Now, Tim, whenever I ate rattlesnake, oh yeah, Tim, I just see that where you said something about bear meat. My son brought me a big old chunk of bear meat a couple of months ago, and even though I won't hunt bear because of my Viking ancestry, a bear was one of our spirit animals, so I won't hunt a bear ever. I just think they're beautiful creatures, and I could never hunt a bear. But now I will eat bear meat. And my son brought me a big old chunk of bear meat a couple of months ago that his boss man gave him, and I cut it up into roast. And at that point, I had never eaten bear in my life. But, you know, I cut that bear meat up, and of course, you know, throw salt to it, Tim, and drain the blood out of it, you know, debled it, I guess you'd say, soaked it in salt water overnight. And, you know, out of that one chunk of bear meat, I wound up getting like 4 decent sized roasts. And it really freaking amazed me that when I made that bear roast, and it had slow cooked for like 10 hours, that when I took a bite of that, honest to God, you would not know the difference between eating that and a beef roast. I could not believe how alike they tasted. And if you put bear meat and beef roast side by side, I don't think a lot of people could tell the difference. I mean, it's just that good. I was really surprised. But yeah, Tim, when I ate rattlesnake, whenever I lived in Oklahoma, they had a thing every February called a rattlesnake derby in Mangum, Oklahoma. And these Hispanics would go out into, everything's flat in Oklahoma. But anyway, they would go out there and look under rocks and gather these rattlesnakes up. And they would put them in like a big old pit right in the center of town on Main Street. They put them in a big old pit. And you picked out the snake that you wanted, and they would literally go in and pick up the snake with tongs and take it over to one of the other Hispanics, and it was like, whack, took its head off, grabbed the skin, peeled the skin off of it, and like throw it in butter, throw it right in the pan. And for like $10, you know, they had the snake processed and put in a plate and everything in you know, 7 or 8 minutes. And I was amazed at how good rattlesnake tasted. It had like a sweet flavor, and it had the texture of chicken, but it was really, really good. I was really surprised at what snake tasted like. But it was awesome. They had different vendors that would come in from different states, and it was like a big thing in Mangum, Oklahoma, that rattlesnake derby. I mean, it was like literally all up and down Main Street. They had vendors for 48 hours. And people would come in there and they would sell wolf puppies that were like 95% wolf. And I mean, they were absolutely beautiful. They had some that were snow white and some that were gray and white and multicolored. But man, I was so close to buying one of them wolf pups. But my God, they wanted like $1,500 or $2,000 a piece for them puppies. But they were absolutely gorgeous. I mean, to be a wolf pup, I so much wanted one of them. But in a way, though, too, if I would have had the money, I would have been a little bit scared too, because, you know, it is a wolf. You know, after all, you don't know if the damn thing would turn on you or if it wouldn't turn on you. But I mean, even if you raised it and loved it to the best of your ability. At the end of the day, it's a damn wolf. So, you know, you never know how that would turn out. But anyway, what did Tim say? You ate some bear meat that was processed like cube steak, and it was great. Processed like cube steak. Huh. I might have to try that. But, you know, cube steak, it's like one of them cheaper meats that you make, you know, in a crock pot. Well, hell, you know what cube steak is, but, you know, it's kind of hard to imagine, like, bear meat being hammered down into cube steak. But, you know, that might be pretty good. I guess it depends on the way it gets cooked. Yeah, potato rattlesnake, I can vouch for that. It is really, really good. It's awesome. It's just got a lot of bones in it. But, you know, if you just take your fingers and just, you know, flick it out from in between the bones, it's kind of like, I guess you'd say cracking open a crab leg. You got a little bit of meat, but, you know, with a snake, it's different. They just got a lot of ribs, but, you know, getting the meat is basically the same process. You have to work for it, you know, but they would cut it up in chunks. And, you know, most people would just put it in there and chew it up and you know, spit those little fine bones out. But, you know, you get to meat and chew the meat up, but, you know, you can slide them bones out. It really wasn't hard to eat them like that. What do you say, Tina? My friends growing up had a wolf dog. The dog scared the hell out of me. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I don't know anybody that ever had like a wolf dog as a pet. I just know that they brought them down there. That vendor had them. And, you know, aside from them being wolves, I mean, they just were one of the most beautiful dogs I've ever seen in my life. I mean, just to be like 8 weeks old, they looked like little fur balls, you know, with the long nose, but it's just like their hair was so poofy and soft. And, you know, I'm sure as they got older, it would get coarse. But, I mean, they were just beautiful puppies. It just really surprised me that people had wolves there as a pup. And, you know, that's just something you don't see every day. Somebody take around wolf pups. But, I mean, God almighty. Yeah, I think if I had it to do over again, I probably would have bought one of them and just took a chance of whether it would turn as it got older. Oh, man. Y'all give me about 10 seconds. I gotta run in here in the kitchen and get me some more soda because my mouth is like really, really dry. Okay, I'm back. But my son Seth, he bought a pasture. It's probably about, I would say about a half acre across from his grandma's house. He bought a pasture that's got a little barn on it. And ever since he was little, the person that owned that pasture had horses and cows in that pasture. And he was telling me that this year when I plant my garden, instead of planting it here at the house, to come over there and plant it in that pasture that he bought. And he said that where the horses and cattle had you know, been in that pasture and done their business, you know, pooped, I guess for a better choice of words, had pooped for years in that pasture. And he said that dirt was literally as black as it could be. And he told me, he said, Dad, if you come over there and plant your garden this year, I can only imagine, you know, how much different it would be as far as, you know, the amount of vegetables that you get and how much better they're going to be. And so I got to think about it. And I think I will go over there, honestly, this year and plant my garden. I know the year before last, I planted, I think, 10 rows of corn with about 40 plants in each row. So I had like 400 corn plants. And I had 4 rows of the half-runner green beans and my tomatoes and cucumbers and my zucchini squash. So I'm probably going to do my garden over there this year. And, of course, you know, I'll make videos of that too. But the damnedest thing happened last year when I done my garden. I planted some of those bell peppers, the ones that were multicolored, the tricolored ones that come out. One plant grew like red or yellow or green. I mean, it was one plant, but the peppers come out multicolored. You know, y'all know what I'm saying? You know, you could plant different colored pepper plants, but this one in particular, the peppers were different colors when they came out. Y'all know what I'm talking about? But anyway, they're bell peppers. But in between all of my bell pepper plants and my banana peppers, I planted 2 Carolina Reaper pepper plants. And the damnedest thing happened. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. But I planted those Carolina Reapers and had the other bell peppers planted around it. And Kaylee, this is gonna blow your mind. They cross-pollinated, the bell peppers cross-pollinated with the Carolina Reaper. And it blew my mind because, you know, the Carolina Reaper, you know, naturally they were friggin' hot right off the chain. You know, they come out green and then they turn red, of course. But I would grow Carolina Reapers to grind up, and with my pestle, I would grind them up and make grind them up into powder and make my own hot sauce, or, you know, like a hot spice seasoning that you sprinkle on hot wings and stuff. But the damnedest thing happened when them Carolina Reapers, they cross-pollinated with those bell peppers. And it was crazy. You know, I brought in some of them bell peppers and was cutting them up to put in a salad. And girl, I'm gonna tell you, when I sliced them bell peppers up, I noticed right away my eyes started watering. And I thought, well, hell, why is my eyes watering from a bell pepper? And it still hadn't occurred to me because I didn't even know it was possible. But yeah, my Carolina Reaper peppers, I cross-pollinated with them bell peppers, and it made I guess you'd say a Reaper bell, for a better choice of words, a Reaper bell. I mean, that's what I named it, because when I cut up these bell peppers and put them in my salad, when I took a bite of that salad, it was just like intensely friggin' hot. And I was like, what in the hell? Because, I mean, it was just bell peppers. And so I went and opened the refrigerator and got out one of the bell peppers that I took out of the garden and just cut a slice out of it and bit into it. And it was really weird that you had the sweetness of a bell pepper and the heat of a Carolina Reaper. I mean, it wasn't overpoweringly hot like a Carolina Reaper would be, but it was like a bell pepper with some intense heat in it. And I thought that was just crazy. What's up, Jake? How you been, brother? Oh, man, good to see you back. I know I ain't been on in a hot minute, but hey, welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, exactly, Kayla. It's like a warm hot, but not overpoweringly hot. It was just, you know, when you eat a salad and you're expecting that sweet crunch of a bell pepper, and it's got that smack you in the face moment, and you're like, I'm not expecting that from a bell pepper. You know, that's when I realized that those damn California Reapers had crossbred with my bell peppers, and they actually turned out being really, really good if you can stand a little bit of heat. But yeah, it's like that's what I thought about doing, is, you know, maybe doing that every year and making, you know, what I'm going to call a Reaper bell pepper. I've been doing good, Jake. Ain't been a whole lot happening. You know, last year, this sounds so funny, man. Last year, yeah, in December, you know, I did quite a bit of hunting, Jake, and we did, me and my son, we got a spike around the middle of December, like the second week of December. We're getting ready to start working on the boat when it warms up a little bit, probably next 2 or 3 weeks. Just to catch you up real quick, Dominic went to West Virginia on December the 18th with his egg donor and come back the 29th. So he hadn't been back long. But I missed the shit out of the little booger, so I wound up spending Christmas here at the house by myself. But, you know, I got him back on the 29th. So, you know, I rang in New Year, the night before last. His little ass was back there in bed, so I rang in New Year by myself. But, you know, I sent out, you know, mass text mail to everybody telling them Happy New Year. But no, it's Carolina Reaper, Kayla. You're from North Carolina. It's called Carolina Reaper. But yeah, Kayla, it was the Carolina Reaper and the traditional bell pepper. So I wound up with a Reaper bell. Let me go ahead and type it in. It's like, let me type this in. Carolina, Carolina Reaper and bell pepper made a Reaper bell. All right, Kayla, read what I just typed in. It's a Carolina Reaper and a bell pepper, and it made what I call a Reaper bell. That's what I wound up with, essentially, is a bell pepper with a kick to it. Now, if I said California, I meant Carolina. But I had heard that somebody has made a pepper stronger than the Carolina Reaper. I don't know if it's the same guy that made Carolina Reaper, but I heard that there's a Pepper X out there that is supposed to be hotter than the Carolina Reaper. I'm going to have to look into that. But yeah, that when I made that spice out of the Carolina Reaper peppers, I also got some peppers from a friend of mine. He had the scorpion pepper and the ghost pepper, and I wound up grinding them up with the Carolina Reaper and ordered some of those Hockey One Chip Challenge chips and the Dual Chip Challenge. Ordered a couple of them chips and ground it all up with the pestle into like a spice seasoning. And I probably wound up with like a spice that's like 4 million Scovilles, because it's hotter than shit. It'll make your butt pucker, I'll tell you that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I heard, Jake, that it's a hybrid. I don't know what they would have bred to get Pepper X. I'm sure the Carolina Reaper was in there somewhere. Yeah, chocolate Trinidad. Now, that guy, Johnny Scoville, he's done a lot of videos eating that chocolate Trinidad pepper before. And that man must have a cast iron stomach, because it takes a lot to hit Johnny Scoville and make him actually have a good reaction to it. But I know that chocolate Trinidad was one of them that lit him up really good. Jake, I don't doubt it a bit. But it seems like, to me, when I make something hot like that, it's like I was hoping milk coated my tongue, but I think actually for a while it just intensified it. And it's like it just stapled it to my tongue instead of getting any relief from it. But I guess the best way I dealt with it was, you know, ice cream or cold yogurt seemed to help the most. I heard about that. Yeah, okay. It's the Carolina Reaper and the seeds that man had left over. He can tell me when I call him later today or tonight. Okay. Kayla, what time did you want me to call you today? Did you say after 12 o'clock noon? I can't remember. And it's too damn far to scroll up. Okay. And there's like 18 people in here now. If y'all haven't caught on to the name change yet for DarthWatson, there's kind of like a funny thing to it, funny story, backstory to it. But it's only temporary. I've just basically created this name to fuck with somebody really bad that's changed their name, that keeps leaving like little hidden messages, you know, directed towards the past that he just don't want to let go of. He hasn't mentioned me by name, but, you know, quick backstory, you know, whenever I was at war with all the other content creators and everything went to shit, I was always letting them get to me, and I was just in a dark place in my life. Well, you know, all that went away, except for this one YouTube channel in particular that kept my ass fired up. But, you know, even that I let go of. And, you know, like I said, I've been offline quite a bit for the past 2 months, but, you know, I've been drifting on and off, you know, watching other channels, and this one in particular channel that I watch, I sit on the sidelines and just watch what the dumbass has to say. And it's like every video that he makes, he still makes these little hidden innuendos without using my name in particular. And I really don't care what he does. I mean, it don't bother me at this point. But unfortunately, the poor dumbass lost his channel. Somebody went in and stole his channel. Ironically, he had 270 subscribers, and he woke up to an email that said, "Gotcha." And when he tried to sign on to his YouTube channel, he couldn't get in there. Somebody from Saudi Arabia had changed his email address, changed his phone number, changed his password, and locked this content creator off of his own channel. So this guy that used to be the Cape Crusader, the protector of Gotham City, and, you know, anyway, he woke up one day to his channel being gone, stolen, took over, bye-bye, you know. Hang on a minute. Well, Draven, as much as I hate to go, but I have to work early. You have a good night, and don't stay away so long. Honey, I won't, Tina. I promise you. This is a new year. Started out the new year, and I'm going to be DarthWatson for a while, because I'm seriously going to fuck with somebody for a little while, and then I'll be back to my old self. But it's going to be a Star Wars episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's not going to work out well for another person, OBG, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, catch my videos. What's up, Becca? Welcome to the show, girl. How you been, Becca? But anyway, what I was saying is I changed my name to Darth Watson for a while specifically to fuck with somebody because they took on the name OBG Kenobi, which I thought was, kind of like an insult to the whole Star Wars thing. Because, I mean, how can you take an old man like Obi-Wan Kenobi and throw a G in there? I mean, it's like Warren G or G Money or Snoop G or, basically being a G, I don't know what the whole purpose of it behind it, being a G. Like, I'm a G, man, I'm a G. I guess it's a thing for some people. But the fact that he would tarnish Obi-Wan Kenobi's name by throwing a G in there, calling himself OBG, well, I don't know, call it stupid, maybe immature. I don't know what people might categorize it as. But, unfortunately, the man losing his channel, 420 FM, I mean, he went from the Cape Crusader about the night to the 420 FM pothead to now OBG Kenobi. Well, I can understand the pothead thing. I mean, quite a few people, if they want to smoke pot, to each their own, to be the Cape Crusader and imagine yourself as the hero of Gotham City. I mean, that's all fine and good too. That really wasn't so bad. But to tarnish the good name of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the ultimate badass of the Force in Star Wars. Well, naturally, I just had to respond. Being the asshole that I am, I had to take on his favorite foe and become Darth Watson. Of course, you can't have an Obi-Wan Kenobi without a Darth Vader, right? So, hand in hand, he just kind of spooled me into becoming Darth Watson for a little while. But yeah, this is just like something I'm doing for fun. Like a cat plays with a mouse, smacks it around a little bit, has some fun with it before he moves in for the kill. Well, I'm going to do that for a little bit just for my own personal amusement. I mean, I don't want y'all to think that it's just letting people get to me because I'm really not. This is strictly me fucking with somebody else just because I can and just because really honestly I want to. And he's talking about Master Yoda. He's referring to Evil Ghost, of course, but I don't really think Evil Ghost would want to get wrapped up in somebody else's business. I mean, I know they're friends and all that, but to each their own. I have nothing against Evil Ghost or Lady K or any of these other content creators. They've left me alone. I've left them alone. They've done their thing. But this OBG, I really want to fuck with him. And y'all are welcome to come along for the ride. It's going to be fun. There's going to be videos. His blood pressure is going to go up. He's going to get pissed off. He's going to get sick on his stomach. Then he's going to throw out all of his medical conditions like he does every single video, and his brainstem stroke and blah blah this and blah blah that. Poor pitiful me. It's amazing the shit that he does don't talk about. I mean, there's really no content to his page anymore. He's got like 100 subscribers in his new channel, and his views are falling off. I think his last live, he had 6 people in his live. So I'm kind of doing it to help the old fella out. Since he has no channel content, I'm going to put a target on my back and let him come after me just for him to have some views and maybe to get his channel back up and running. Because I guess people loved watching him get pissed off and come after me before. And I guess they loved to see me respond to it and get angry. But see, the difference is this time I'm not angry. This time I'm in a really good mood. And he's not doing anything to bother me. But, I'm kind of turning the tables. He fucked with me for so long. And I took it. I got over it. And now I just really want to fuck with him. And I know it might, some of y'all might think that's stupid or look at it badly. But, to each their own. This is my choice. I'm just going to fuck with the guy. And he'll respond because, he can't help but to respond. It kills him if he don't respond. But he'll respond. He'll start up. He'll crank out some videos, to get back at me. It'll boost his views. It'll boost his ratings. He'll probably get more subscribers. And then when he hits a certain amount of subscribers, when he gets it back up there in the high numbers, I'll be happy for him. I'll just, it would really suck to see him lose his second channel and somebody go in and hack it and take it away from him. That would really suck. But, once again, to each their own. Did I take his channel? No, I didn't take his channel. I didn't care nothing about his channel. Do I possibly know who did take his channel? I plead the fifth on the grounds that it may, what does it say on the grounds that it might, shit, what is it? Anybody's been arrested? I plead the fifth. I'll just leave it at that. I plead the fifth. Yeah, anyway, I plead the fifth. But it was unfortunate what happened to the old guy in his channel at 420 FM. I hate it for him. I really do. He was growing, doing somewhat good off my back. His channel grew to his popularity at my expense. And, that's all fine and good. He got there. I'll give him that. But, I got over it. And it really did. I can't stress enough that, this whole change to Darth Watson is temporary. But yeah, I mean, on YouTube right now, it's just, there's so much monotony going on with these other channels and these other content creators going at it back and forth. And nothing against them, but it's like, I think Lady K's teamed up with somebody named Elizabeth, and Toddy One Skip has teamed up with Curious Soul Deep Dive. And it's just like where everybody was against each other. Then they become friends with each other and went on each other's panel. And now they're against each other again. I'm so glad I'm not in the middle of all that. I mean, because these ladies are literally out for blood. I mean, they're going for the jugular vein against each other. And I'm just sitting back watching going, damn, and these women are being ruthless towards each other. And I'm so glad I'm not in the middle of that. But, I thought, well, they're having so much fun doing this. I'm missing out on some fun. So in order to entertain myself for entertainment purposes only, I'm going to fuck with this guy. And I hope that Evil Ghost don't retaliate against me because it's really nothing to do with Evil Ghost. But, this particular content creator refers to Evil Ghost as Master Yoda. So, I mean, this guy's 67 years old and he's still caught up in the fantasy world. And, refers to a content creator as Master Yoda. I mean, how stupid does that sound? At 67 flipping years old, I refer to him as Master Yoda. Get the out of here. Okay. Well, I can play along. I thought it was hilarious that he calls Evil Ghost Master Yoda and refers to himself as OBG, my G, OBG. So what the hell? I just throw my name in the hat and become Darth Watson. Just for shits and giggles until somebody giggles and then shits, But like I said, if y'all don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it. It's just going to be like a little sitcom, Star 2 Wars, episode 1, episode 2. So I'm just going to run it for a little bit until I get tired of fucking with the guy, and then I'm just going to watch the Rebel Base fall like it did before. And it's really going to be sad to watch the guy tuck his tail and lick his wounds and come back with a whole new channel again. At some point, the poor guy's got to realize, just quit coming back, just go away. But I guess he needs a kick in the ass and some encouragement because apparently he just don't get the point. So I'm going to help him out with it. Once the old saying, he's being shown the door. But before that, I'm going to be that cat that plays with my prey. Smack him around a little bit, throw him up in the air, catch him in my mouth, shake him back and forth, smack him a little bit. And then when I'm done smacking him around and playing with him like a cat does, I'm just basically going to put the old fucker out of his misery. And watch his channel fall again, like the planet Alderaan. It's just going to poof and cease to exist. Not at my hands, but I plead the fifth. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all just hang out and watch. It's going to be a bumpy ride, as they say, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It really is. If you're into some good humor and like to see two people fucking with each other, I'm going to make it like he did. I'm going to make it comedy. I'm going to make it parody. I mean, hell, it worked for him. So, why not indulge in it myself? Why not have a little bit of fun with the guy, right? I mean, am I wrong? What do y'all think? I'm going to give you something to drink and light me a cigarette. Y'all chime in, let me know what you think. You think it's a good idea? You think it'll be something fun to watch me fucking with this guy? And Becca, I know you got an opinion. You're that's what I love about you, girl. You have an opinion. You're very outspoken. I love you to death, Becca. So you especially let me know what you think. Should I fuck with this guy? And I really hope you're on my side. I really hope you say yeah, because it's going to be a lot of fun. I got to get me something to drink. Okay. Well, I got 19 people in here. Surely somebody's got something to say. What's y'all's opinion? Should I smack him? Should I smack the mouse around a little bit? Just have some fun with him? I mean, y'all will have to join in if you don't want to, but it'll be fun. Oh, come on, January. I thought you'd be on my side. Well, I mean, honestly, I understand where you're coming from, January, because, you come into it late in the game. You don't know the hell that man put me through. You come in really late in the game. I was an emotional wreck. I really was. I mean, he was putting some horrible shit on there about me, and it took a long time for me to just, reel it in and go on a panel with Evil Ghost and this gentleman and these other content creators, and they gave me their advice, and I took their advice, and, I took a long hiatus off of YouTube and, got myself back in a better place in my life. I got my life straightened out on a personal note. But, this is a whole new year. It's a happy 2026. And January, don't get me wrong, it's nothing really against the guy. It's just that he took a lot of humor and satisfaction in posting videos that were derogatory about me, or, he made these videos. And they were awful. I mean, they were literally awful videos. But see, I'm not going to make videos. I'm just going to be me. I mean, I'm not going to make parodies or put him in another body and all that. I don't know. Yes, you were, and I feel he is now. Both stop the bullying, so it's happier for everyone. It's not really bullying, January. It's just, I look at it this way. He had a lot of fun, and he enjoyed it. And I never seen the side of it to where I thought it was enjoyable, because I guess you'd say I was at the receiving end of what he thought was funny. So now, just for a little while, I mean, it won't go on forever. Just for a little while, I'm gonna fuck with him a little bit. The other drama on YouTube has me a mess too. I need to get off YouTube, I think. What other drama are you talking about, January? Are you talking about on Lady K's channel? Because I see you pop on there a lot too. There is a lot of drama, I ain't gonna lie, with Toddy One Skip and Deep Dive and then Lady K and Elizabeth. I mean, that's the main four I'm seeing when I watch their lives and everything. Or their videos they put out. That's a lot of drama. Have you noticed that, January? That's a lot of damn drama. And I'm like you, sometimes it's just like when they got a 2 or 3 hour live stream and they go down that road and stay on it for so long, tearing each other apart. And I've got receipts for this and I got receipts for that. Well, hell, the only receipts I need is from Walmart to double check my grocery list. At least they on there talking about receipts for this. And I'm going to show this video clip, and I'm going to show this video clip, and I'm going to put this banner across this and speed up the music so it don't look like that I'm stealing their shit. I mean, really, this is YouTube. And sometimes it really is funny to watch these ladies go after each other. Because I just sit back in amazement. I'm like, damn, they're having all this fun. And so I decided I'm just going to have a little bit of fun. I feel left out. I'm not having any fun. But I'm going to have a little bit of fun. And, January, I hate to see you get off YouTube. But, that it is what they call the drama community. And, if you go on these other channels, these other content creators, you're going to see that drama. That's why they call it the drama community. But mine ain't going to be drama. Mine's strictly going to be fucking with somebody till I'm done fucking with them, and then it'll stop. But I'm going to have fun while I do it. Let's put it that way. You got to have fun in life. I mean, after all, if you just sit there and you're bored all the time, then you have a boring life. But I made a New Year's resolution that, and it's my personal feelings, I'm just going to fuck with this guy until I'm tired of fucking with him, and then I'm just going to end him. And that'll be the end of it. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Like I said, I hope Evil Ghost don't intervene. I hope he just sits back and says, well, this is between y'all and staying out of it. That would probably be what would be ideal. I don't know what's going to happen. But in essence, I'm trying to help the old guy out. Miss January, you've been on this channel. You see how he's suffering with his views and his subscribers. He needs a boost to get his channel up there and get his ratings up and his subscribers. And the best way to do that is give the subscribers what they want. They want to see a show. They want to see a good show. They want to see two people bickering at it. It's like Days of Our Lives or any other soap opera. I'm just going to give him a chance to have some fun back. I go at him. He goes at me. At the end of the day, it's all fun and games. I hope you don't get mad or get bent out of shape or get twisted. But he does. He can't help it. I mean, that's just him. But to me, it's just going to be fun. Pure and simple fun. It's nothing personal against the guy. I've never met him. I really don't care for him either way, but it sure is going to be fun fucking with him. I'll put it that way. But now, don't get me wrong, this January, it's not going to be just that on my channel. There's going to be other things. There's going to be other lives, other videos. My channel's not going to be just, let's go fuck with OBG channel. That's not going to be it. So, with the other lives that I do, January, you'll probably get a kick out of them. Before we did like movie trivia night, we did joke night where I told a bunch of jokes. And I know, my subscribers, they really love that, telling jokes and, telling stories. That's part of what goes on with my channel, Miss January. We did a lot of things last year to have fun. And like I said, that's one of my New Year's resolutions this year is to have a bigger and better YouTube channel to where I can have fun, my subscribers can have fun. And, you know, I'm just starting off with something that's fun to me. And as long as it may be, fucking with him is going to be one of the things that's going to be fun with me. But, you know, if you see a live stream that's like, if you see Star 2 Boards episode 2 or Star 2 Boards episode 3, pretty much it's going to be a drama thing, a drama fest. So if you see that and you don't want to watch it, you know, just don't click on it, don't watch it if you don't want to get wrapped up in that. But that's pretty much those videos are going to be me fucking with him. Because he's going to fuck with me right back. So it'll be a, you know, interesting watch because he's going to get fired up. But yeah, the movie trivia was fun. I love doing the movie trivia. And I like telling my jokes. I've been writing, honestly, I got me a notepad and I've been writing down some of the funnier jokes that I've had and some of the funny stories of the shit that I went through, you know, over the years. And like I said, I've been preparing for a new, like, something like a relaunch, I guess you'd say, of my channel because I've got a lot of new equipment that's come in, and I'm revamping my whole setup with moving from a iPad to a laptop, being able to edit my videos and some GoPros and microphone and stuff like that. So yeah, when I get all this set up and get my friend to come over whenever he gets free time and I get everything up and rolling, it's going to be a lot better quality videos, and I'll probably be doing a lot of panels with some of my friends that subscribe to my channel, some good hunting buddies, some fishing buddies. You know, a lot of them's pretty popular too. And another thing, while I got everybody on here, Ernie Evans, not Ernie Shell, the child molester, but Ernie Evans, the music producer, promoter that at one point was going to help Patrick out. I know a lot has been said about him on these other female content creators pages. They're taking everything that the man is doing or says, and they're twisting it, and they're giving the guy a bad rap. You know, if these ladies watch my video or watch this video, y'all need to stop, for real. You know, Ernie Evans is a good guy. He really is. He wasn't pro Patrick or anything like that. He just got sucked into the middle of it, and he's innocent in all this. He really is. He's not done nothing but try to help the Whitakers from a distance, you know, trying to get them together for Thanksgiving or, you know, just trying to get that guitar for Timmy. You know, he's got a good heart, and we're in the process of doing a fundraiser to get Dominic a side-by-side. And I know whenever I mentioned that before, oh my God, did these other ladies run with it? They're like, oh my God, can you believe that? Ernie Evans has got with Draven, and they're doing a fundraiser for the Whitakers. I'm like, are you serious? How stupid can you all be? I mean, it's like they watched my video, and they wanted to go into the whole, let's make a pretzel out of this and twist it, and take it from me and Ernie doing a fundraiser for Dominic to get side-by-side. How did that get changed to me and Ernie doing a fundraiser for the Whitakers? It makes you really sit and wonder, did they pay attention to the video, or they just intentionally take something and run with it? And yeah, Miss January, I saw that. You know, you told them it was for my son. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, you know, it went through Dottie, or Toddy One Skip. It was mentioned on Lady K's channel. Oh, they're doing a fundraiser for the Whitakers. No. Go back and watch the video where it specifically said that me and Ernie are doing a fundraiser through Indiegogo. And Ernie's going to have some of his bands on there to promote it. It's going to be done with news coverage through my friend that works at Channel 9 News, Dave Faherty. And, you know, it's for autism awareness as well as it is to get, you know, the funds raised to get Dominic side-by-side. And this particular one he wants is like a $30,000 Can-Am side-by-side. So that's what we're getting together. It's just we're having to get the last of the issues ironed out to get it launched. But Indiegogo's requirements have gotten so crazy now. You're just having to jump through hoops and make sure your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted because there's been so many scammers that went on there trying to raise money for bullshit. You know, you have to verify your name, address, phone number. If you've got a business, they have to verify your bank account and make sure that it's not a scam, that it's an actual fundraiser. And, you know, it takes a whole month to get this thing organized, upload the pictures, upload the documentation, the flyers and everything. I mean, it took a good month to get this thing prepped and ready for launch. And there's still a few kinks we're having to get ironed out. But, you know, let me say this again and make it perfectly clear. And if anybody's watching that don't get it, here's the time where you clean the shit out of your ears. Me and Ernie Evans are doing a fundraiser for Dominic, not the Whitakers, but Dominic, and getting him a side-by-side. So if y'all go on your channels and you say again that me and Ernie's doing a fundraiser for the Whitakers, I'm going to call you ice out on it. So be prepared. This time I'm going to flat call you out and mention you by name if you dare say that it's a fundraiser for the Whitakers. Because I've got like a chat full of witnesses. So, but Miss January, it's really good to see you on here. Like I said, I've seen you, you know, bouncing in and out of these other channels. And I just wanted to say hey to you. But for some reason, I can't comment on these other pages when they're doing live streams. I don't know if they've got them set to private or what, but, you know, I'm not able to go in there and enter comment into the chat and say, hey, what's up, January? How you been? For some reason, I can't comment on them. I don't know if it's a setting that they have or if it's a setting that I have on my iPad where I can't comment. I don't know what the deal is, but, yeah, it's January. Your name's so original that you can't help but notice it. And I know it was January Larry. I didn't catch it on the other channels as to why you dropped Larry, but, you know, give me a brief explanation. What happened there that made you change your name, January? Because I know you told me the story of how you got your name, but, you know, what made you change it to what it is now? I'll be quiet for a minute and give you time to type a response. But, you know, I'm not being nosy. I'm just being curious. What made you change your name? Oh, everybody thought you was a dude calling you Larry. Oh, okay. Well, I get it. Hence, that's why you put the miss in front of January. But anyway, is your birthday January the 1st? Is that where you got the January 1? Because, I mean, that's what I'm assuming, that your birthday might be January 1st. I mean, I could be wrong. I just wondered where the 1 came from after January. I mean, I'm not meaning to go quiet. I'm just, waiting on you to respond. I don't want to interrupt you. Oh, you had to put a number behind it. Okay, I get that. But anyway, I'm glad you found your way. Oh, your birthday's in July. Well, I guess it's better than Miss July. I mean, well, hell, that might not be too bad. That would be catchy, Miss July. But yeah, your name being January, I get it. But you could throw it in together and just screw with everybody and put Miss January July. I mean, that might be kind of cool. Like, I change my name all the time, and for a while it's DarthWatson. I mean, I don't know, maybe kind of stupid, but it's just one I chose for a while. But everybody needs a bad guy in their life sometimes. It's the whole tall, dark, and mysterious, I guess you'd say. But yeah, like I said, don't let yourself get upset over it, January. It's not drama. It's just simply it's going to be me fucking with somebody for a while, and everybody will have fair warning that if it's one of those videos and you see Star Tubers episode 2 or episode 3, that's going to be a video you might not want to watch because it's to other people it'll be considered drama, but to me it's going to be considered fun as shit. I'm actually going to have fun fucking with this guy, just because I want to. I mean, it's nothing personal. I don't hate the guy. I really don't. In a way, I feel sorry for him. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff though that I got to get to. A lot of stuff I want to do different this year. I think it's going to be the best year ever. A lot of changes have happened last year in my life that I think prepared me for this year. After this whole DarthWatson fiasco is over with, I'm going to strive to be a lot better person, a lot friendlier person, a lot more laid back person. And, even with the whole Star Wars thing that's going to be playing out, I'm still going to be more laid back. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to make for some good content. People that like drama, it won't really be drama. I don't want to disappoint anybody that likes the drama community. There's plenty of other channels out there if y'all want drama. This is going to be more humor, comedy, I guess you'd say, for people to sit back and watch and go, damn, he just roasted him bad, And that's the way stand-up comedians do when they get on the stage. They roast people. That's pretty much along the lines of what I'm going to do. I'm going to roast this guy like a freaking peanut. If that makes any sense. But, January, check it out. You may like it. You may enjoy seeing a guy get his ass handed to him like he did me last year and take pleasure in it, because I'm going to take pleasure in it this time. I mean, now it's my time. It's my time to shine, I guess you'd say. It's going to be a lot of fun. But anyway, what's the weather like where you're at, January? I mean, I don't even know what state you're in, but, where are you and what's the weather like where you're at? I mean, just curious. Or everybody, 14 people in here. Where y'all at and what's the weather like where y'all are at? Because I know it's colder than shit here. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe 28 degrees right now. I know there's a cool wind blowing. Actually feels good outside. I got my door opened up right now. But yeah, January, where are you at? What state you in and what's the weather like? I'm just curious. Central Illinois and it's cold as flip, right? What's the temperature up there? If you don't mind me asking. I think it's about 28 here. Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, she's a smart bitch. She knows everything. Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 28 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh my God. Let me turn this up and tell you how good I am. Check this out. Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 28 degrees Fahrenheit.
Did I nail that or what? I told you it was about 28 degrees, and I asked Alexa, the smart ass that knows everything besides Siri. Alexa said it's 28 degrees. And I nailed it. I don't know, I guess I'm getting pretty good at guessing the temperature. Going by the nipple test. My nipple told me it was like 28 degrees, so my nipple got it right. But yeah, it's cold as shit down here too. But Lord mercy, I don't know how long I've been talking. 2 hours. I rambled on and talked a whole lot about a little bit about nothing. So anyway, January, you're pretty much the only one talking, and not that I mind that, because girl, I love you to death. I do. I love you, sweet pea. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for a little while. Try to catch a nap. I know Dominic's going to be at probably 9 or 10 o'clock going wide open, wanting to go to Walmart or go here or go there, because I just got paid. And every time I get paid, he wants to go and do something fun. So I might take him bowling today or get him a card for the arcade and let him just go crazy playing video games for a couple of hours. But yeah, anyway, Miss January, drop in anytime. I love having you here. And so I'm going to wrap it up. I'll go ahead and say my goodbye. So Miss January, I'll catch you on the next time. But yeah, I love you. All my other subscribers, I love you too. Thank you for coming in. Just be prepared for some comedy and some roasting and just having a good old time. We'll do some more movie trivia, telling some more jokes, and just having a merry old time. So stay tuned to the channel. Let me say that old cliche just because I want to, and it sounds corny as hell. Like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. But anyway, thank y'all for coming in. Thank you, Miss January, for dropping in. It's always a pleasure. It's always good to have you in here. And I will catch you on the next time. Love and hugs, everybody. Catch you later, Miss January. Have a good one. All right, bye-bye, everybody. Love you.
Yeah. Lights on, lights on, lights on. Receipts ready. No myths, no mask, no mask. Let's work.
Degenerate lost, don't matter the cost. The gin coming in, yeah, he won't be crossed. Take all the lies, let them thaw, remove frost. Cold truth burn hotter than rumors you toss. They built whole stories out of echo and spin. We pour one thread, watch the fiction cave in. This ain't clout chase, this ain't noise for the chat. This is work in the dark where the facts combat. We are Degen, protecting the net, covering lies others try to invent. This ain't a war, nah, this a mission. DJing going live with a true fed vision. We are DJing, no veil, no fence. Truth over hype, evidence sense. Mission stays clean, tension set. We are DJing, protecting the net. Check it once, check it twice. Those the claims made by mice. We seek truth, we seek evidence. We are DJing, not sitting on fences. No maybe, no heard it from him. We trace the source, then we audit the spin. If it don't hold weight, it don't get airtime. We don't build platforms out of punchlines. We are DJing, protecting the net, covering lies others try to invent. This ain't a war, nah, this a mission. DJing going live with a true fed vision. We are DJing, no smoke, no scent. Follow the trail where the data went. Standing on proof, not confidence. We are DJing, not fence sitting. Yeah, Freedom of Information Act. Ain't no lie when you operate facts. Paper don't blink, records don't cap. Timestamp truth in the digital stack. Calls doctors. Records held high when it's verified. We don't gotta guess why. No need to clip, edit, stitch or imply. When the evidence lands, fly by, fly. They talk loud, we talk source. Different energy, different force. They sell fear, we are the claims. They chase names, we chase chains. Link by link, brick by brick. Truth don't rush, but it hit precise. Every narrative stress tested clean. If it cracks, it was weak between. Yeah, we are DJing, protecting the net, covering lies others try to invent. This ain't a war, nah, this a mission. The DJing going live with a true fed vision. We are DJing, facts in hand. Receipts speak louder than any rant. Stand on record, not sentiment. We are DJing, evidence, man. You can take the channel, left, right, won't change truth, won't hurt the shelf. Platforms fall, data remain. Facts don't bend for fame or gain. Delete the post, strike the page. Truth migrate, survive the age. You can shadow ban, mute, suppress, but documents don't feel stress. So when the lights flip on and stories collapse, remember who waited and followed the facts. Not heroes, not villains, just eyes on the thread. Pull it slow till the lie lay dead. Degenerate lost, mission intact. Truth don't flex, it just state the fact. No crown worn, no victory lap, just clarity cut from a data stack. This ain't drama, this ain't beef. This is patience sharpened into belief. Degenerate lost, signal clear. Truth stay loud when the noise disappear. We are DJing. We are DJing.